Hello, Smart Nation, and welcome to this week's webinar. My name is Josh Johnson, and I'm the store manager at First National Pawn in Fargo, North Dakota. Today we're going to be covering building relationships. But before we move on to that, let's take a moment and go over last week's episode with Graham on pawn loan qualification. Why do we focus on PLO? PLO creates pawn service charges, which is the heart of our industry. We got a refresher on the 6 steps of our loan standards. We discussed pawn and buy transactions. The proposition, also known as how much do you want to sell it for? And last but not least, needs, emotional attachment, history, and ability and willingness. We all know this as NEHA. On this week's webinar, we are going to cover the relationship selling process, customer wants and using your lead log, finding solutions, reminder calls, podium reviews, phone etiquette, and we're also going to get a preview into next week's webinar. Customer wants. From here, we're going to discuss your lead log. If a customer is looking for something that we do not have, there are a couple of solutions here. One option is trying to call your sister store and seeing if your colleagues have it at their store. Doing this shows the customer that you are trying to find the item for them and get them taken care of. Your other option is to get the customer's name and phone number and put this into your lead log and let them know that you're going to call them when you come across this item. Make sure to ask if they are looking for the item as a gift or if this is a project that they need to have completed by a certain date. This gives you the time frame to hunt down the item for the customer. Just this morning, I had a gentleman come into my store looking for a metal detector for his son's birthday that's in 10 days. I asked him for his name and his phone number, and I put it into my lead log. Now I know that I've got 9 days to find this item for him. Make sure that when you do close that sale, you hand them a loan guarantee card, and let them know that we'll give them a loan for half of what they paid on that item today. Finding solutions. Smart Nation, this is probably the most important part about building relationships. Always try to find a way to say yes. Finding solutions is a huge part of our job. It is our goal to take care of every customer the best that we can. If a customer brings in an Xbox One and it doesn't have a controller, and they're trying to get $200, tell Mr. Jones, hey, I can get you the $200 that you need, but I'm going to need a little bit more collateral. Ask Mr. Jones, do you have an extra controller at home? How about any games? Maybe some movies or a TV that you're not using right now? The most important part of this conversation is telling Mr. Jones that you are here to try and meet his needs and that you want to get him the money to pay his phone bill, or maybe it's to take Mrs. Jones out for a nice dinner. If you're having trouble getting your customer taken care of, it's time to call in the big dog. That's right, of course, I'm talking about your store manager. Let Mr. Jones know that you're going to go and get the store manager to help find the solutions to his needs. No customer should ever leave the store without getting your manager involved to make the final call. Reminder calls. Calling your loan customers helps to secure those precious PSCs. Do you remember last week when Graham said that 60% of our net revenue comes from pawn service charges? This is why these calls are so important. And everyone loves getting those sweet, sweet commission checks, right? Well, to make those checks even sweeter, make those layaway calls and ask if there's anything else that they're looking for. For example, hello, Mr. Jones. This is Josh, and I'm calling from First National Pawn. I wanted to let you know that you have a layaway payment coming up on your PS4. I also wanted to let you know that we just put out some new games today. So while you're in here making that payment on your PS4, you should take a look around. Did you know that you can have more than one layaway, or we can add on to that layaway? Doing this makes the customer feel like you're looking out for them, and it builds rapport. Podium reviews. Podium is a great tool to start the relationship with customers that we have never met. This is kind of like a silent salesman. When you get a customer to leave a positive review, other people that browse online for our services will see these stunning reviews and will know to come in and ask for Bishop because multiple people have mentioned his customer service in the reviews. These reviews build your reputation in your community. To follow up on your reputation in your community, how about we talk about the phone etiquette? When a customer calls the store, there should be a sense of urgency to that phone. You never know, this could be a customer calling to see if you have any Rolexes in stock and wanting to buy it from you. It is very important that our customer service is excellent over the phone, because this could be a first impression for many of our customers. You want to make sure that you start off on the right foot. Make sure to answer all of their questions and invite them into the store and explain that you're looking forward to meeting them and taking care of their needs. Don't forget to mention the store location, the hours, and your name again, so that when they come in, they can ask for you. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. So let's go over what we discussed today. We talked about customer wants and your lead log, finding solutions, reminder calls, podium reviews, your phone etiquette, and now we're going to get a preview into next week's webinar. This training topic will be hosted by none other than Dustin Edmondson, and he's going to be covering 5 ways to build a great relationship. He'll also talk to you a little bit about the following week's webinar. Smart Nation, thank you for your time. This is Josh Johnson signing off. Now go out there and build those relationships.